Si tú eres un
Sí,
pendejo
sí,
nomás
sí,
con la
sí,
imagen,
sí.
idiota.
Sí, sí, sí.
Cabrón.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are once again proving why their highly anticipated clash this September is undoubtedly the fight of the year, even though Canelo has a fight lined up for May.
Imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo a Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi...
Recent headlines have revealed that Crawford, the former undisputed champion from Omaha, Nebraska, has had multiple meetings with Saudi boxing magnate Turki Alik. But beyond these talks, tensions between the two have escalated, intensifying the lead-up to what could become the match of the year. Boxing fans are craving excitement and drama, and both Crawford and Canelo know exactly how to deliver, ensuring the crowd gets exactly what they want.
I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that
It was confirmed this week that the long-awaited showdown between these two pound-for-pound kings is set for September. However, there's still speculation that it could be moved to May. Turki Alik has played a pivotal role in the negotiations, facilitating discussions between the two camps in an attempt to finalize one of the biggest fights in boxing history. Initially, Canelo was reportedly reluctant to face the 37-year-old from Omaha, but it seems the Mexican superstar has had a change of heart and is preparing for the challenge ahead.
A small fighter like Charlo, he's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
In a recent interview with a prominent boxing outlet, the 34-year-old Canelo expressed that he's ready for the fight but doesn't expect to receive much credit for it. I respect Crawford, he's a great fighter, no doubt about it. But sometimes it's crazy that people talk about big fighters like Charlo, and then everyone asks if I'm going to fight someone smaller like Crawford, who competes at 147. It doesn't quite make sense. But in boxing, you never really know. I'll fight anyone, whether I have to move up or down in weight. So yeah, it's possible.
Fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys.
This echoes an earlier statement from Canelo, where he said, "I'm in, why not?" Crawford is a great fighter, don't get me wrong, but for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money. If the money's right, I'll take it. I'm not a fan of fighting guys like Crawford who move around a lot. Those types of fights aren't always thrilling.
First, what did you think of his performance versus Berlanga?
I think he put on a great performance, like he always do. You know, Canelo is Canelo.
I've wanted this fight for a long time. It's the biggest one in boxing right now. I feel like this is the last of the Mohicans. It would be massive. You've got two of the top 3 pound-for-pound fighters going head-to-head. I know Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for it. It's all about respect, and if he decides to step into the ring...
Berlanga, on a tremendous show as well. You know, he showed a lot of heart and grit and determination as well, and that made for a great fight.
If the fight does take place, Crawford is aware of the challenges that lie ahead. He acknowledged that Canelo's size and power will be factors to consider, but quickly added, "I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life." Crawford is confident in his ability, saying, "There's no doubt in my mind that I can beat anyone I face in the ring."
Come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know.
What makes a potential Canelo-Crawford fight even more compelling is the fact that both of their Hall of Fame careers are nearing their twilight years. At 34, Canelo has been a pro for nearly 20 years, amassing a remarkable record of 60 wins by February 2024. Some of his career-defining moments, especially his controversial bouts with Gennady Golovkin, have become key chapters in his legacy. Meanwhile, at 37, Crawford, with 41 fights and an undefeated record, knows his time is limited. Given this context, a Canelo-Crawford match makes perfect.
Won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'd be a well-fought fight for both of us.
Both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford have experienced the rare honor of being undisputed champions in an era where such titles are difficult to come by. Both have also felt the immense pressure of fighting on the biggest stages. Canelo has been a part of several high-profile super fights, battling legends like Gennady Golovkin and Floyd Mayweather. On the other hand, Crawford entered his first major super fight in 2023, dominating Errol Spence Jr. in a one-sided 9-round destruction. Now, Crawford, who most recently fought at super welterweight, would have to jump 2 full weight classes to face Canelo, the reigning super middleweight king, in what would be one of the most significant matchups in recent boxing history. If he accepts this daunting challenge, Crawford could have the opportunity to become undisputed in a 3rd weight class. According to Canelo's trainer and manager, Eddie Reynoso, Alvarez lost his position at 168 pounds after being stripped by the IBF, with an unheralded Cuban fighter, William Skull, claiming the title. Reynoso revealed in an interview with Tasca.com that Skull, alongside French pressure fighter Christian Billy, is in
pelea por cualquiera de las dos vías y después de eso pues ver qué es lo que viene, pero Saúl está para pelear con el que sea.
Canelo's ready to fight whoever it might be, but right now we are squarely focused.
The bond between Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso is one of the most enduring and successful in boxing history. It all began in 2003 when a 14-year-old Canelo walked into Don Reynoso's gym in Guadalajara, Mexico. At the time, Eddie was only 27, but his father, Doncho, immediately recognized Canelo's raw potential. Over the years, their relationship grew beyond that of a typical trainer-fighter partnership, evolving into a father-son dynamic. Eddie Reynoso has been instrumental in developing Canelo's skills and guiding his rise to the top, helping him become one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world.
Güey, eres más joven que él, Saúl, Eres más joven que él, hay que aprovechar eso, hijo,
Canelo comes over the top with an overhand right, lands right to the left.
Crawford is fully aware of the significant physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo, acknowledging that size and power will be key factors in the fight. Nevertheless, he remains confident in his ability to impose his boxing style on the larger fighter. Some analysts have raised concerns about Crawford's ability to compete at super middleweight, citing his recent performance against Israel Mardiev at super welterweight, which wasn't as dominant as many expected. Yet, Crawford remains unfazed, convinced that his style can overcome the size difference.
Así, güey. Póngase bien. Listo, cabrón. Chile huevos, cabrón. Siéntese, mijo. Ya te acabó.
Despite the concerns, the potential showdown between Canelo and Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. The combination of power, speed, skill, and determination from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. Canelo Alvarez has developed a tradition of fighting twice a year, one in May and the other in September, typically coinciding with Mexico's Independence Weekend. Since 2020, Canelo has consistently...
Ya está, ya. Mijo, siguen 3 rounds, hay que hacerlo con velocidad, con inteligencia, güey. Sí. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te lastimó?
Hard for a boxing fan. They know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was gonna be Vince. It's real tough. You just gotta know boxing in order for you to be able to say it.
A potential Canelo-Crawford fight is one of the biggest boxing events that could be made today, and with Saudi Arabia's growing investment in the sport, it seems more possible than ever. Robert Garcia recently discussed the possible matchup, stating that Canelo would have an edge over Crawford. Garcia also addressed Crawford's situation, mentioning that if he doesn't secure a fight with Canelo soon, the Omaha fighter may consider retiring. Crawford is a smart guy. He's already accomplished everything he set out to do, Garcia told Fight Hype. He's done so much, and he doesn't need to challenge himself anymore. I've talked to him directly, and I feel like he wants that big fight with Canelo. If he doesn't get it, he might never fight again. Garcia also mentioned that if Crawford decides to stay active, he could look at several top contenders in the junior middleweight division, such as WBC and WBO champion Sebastian Fundora, IBF champion Jermell Charlo, or potential opponents like Virgil Ortiz Jr., Jermell Charlo, and Xander Zayas. But Garcia believes that Crawford doesn't need to prove anything else. He has nothing left to prove, Garcia explained. I don't see him fighting just to please fans who think he should face this guy or that guy. He's already achieved everything he needed to. If it's about money, Crawford doesn't need to fight anymore. He's made smart investments and secured his future. The only reason he'd return to the ring is to fight Canelo and close out his career on a high note. He's looking for that big fight to enjoy his life. If the Canelo fight happens, he'll take it. But other than that,
Are we still waiting for that second fight to happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to go, got to work things out and see where they go from there. You know, yeah. What's happening? Zoom don't think that they can get a shot at Buzz after with the belt not even being on the line. Is that a fight that?
Canelo been making his own catch weight for years. You know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather.
if a fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez were to happen, Robert Garcia believes Crawford could hold his own for several rounds, though he may ultimately fall short. He feels that while Crawford might not have enough to defeat Canelo, he could still earn his respect, and the respect of fans, through a competitive performance. I think Crawford can give him some very competitive rounds, Garcia said. The first 6 to 8 rounds will be tough. Crawford has the skills, the strength, the speed, and the power to make Canelo respect him. He'll show Canelo that he's a serious threat. But in the end, Canelo's size and strength will likely be too much. Even so, those early rounds will be an exciting back and forth. Garcia also shared that he faced racist abuse and hateful messages after picking Crawford to win in the potential 2025 showdown. Despite the backlash, Garcia remains firm in his prediction. I received more racist and hateful messages than you can imagine, Garcia revealed. Just because I picked Crawford to beat Canelo. It's ridiculous. Canelo Alvarez, at 34, is widely regarded as the biggest name in boxing. Known for his intelligent counterpunching and relentless pressure fighting, Canelo boasts a 2 February 62 record and has won titles in 4 weight classes. Meanwhile, Crawford, 37, is an undefeated 4-weight champion with a 41-0 record and 31 knockouts, known for his switch hitting and tactical intelligence. The potential clash between the two is enticing to both experts and fans, which is why Saudi Arabia is eager to make the fight happen. However, Garcia's prediction has
Of course, why would he call up Benavides when he's calling out Canelo knowing that he's going to make double the money?
Because he wants to fight at 68, that's why.
So that's why. You don't lie, you know why. He wants to make the biggest fucking payday.
Does he have a chance in the fight?
Everybody has a chance, but I think he'll put up some good rounds. I think he loses.
Edwards, another boxing coach, continued to speak about the abuse he faced after backing Crawford in the potential showdown with Canelo. I've got people trying to bait me into posting their emails because they want their names to be seen online. Straight losers who claim to hate me but still read my mailbag every week. It's a strange obsession, Edwards said. What's funny is that all Canelo has to do is take the fight and prove me wrong. You should be upset with him, not me. Canelo's fans didn't get mad when I picked him to beat Bivol, and I was completely wrong about that. Losing to Bivol wasn't shameful, he proved to be a great fighter. But I never received hateful messages from Russian fans claiming there was a conspiracy against them. Despite the backlash, Edwards stood his ground in his belief that Crawford would win. You can write in, insult me all you want, but I'm still picking Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez by a close decision, he said. No one is talking me off this pick. Edwards pointed out that Canelo's high boxing IQ and ability to compete with larger opponents, such as heavyweights in the gym, shows that size isn't everything. He knows the trouble he had with Mayweather, Trout, and Lara, fighters who have a similar body type to Bud Crawford, he added, expressing his belief that Crawford's style could give Canelo a tough fight.
Canelo is a great fighter, but my eyes tell me he's slowing down a bit. The Canelo that fought Berlanga, that's a public execution. The fact that he let Berlanga go the distance, he let Munguia go the distance, he let Charlo go the distance.
Tyson Fury also weighed in on the potential Canelo-Crawford fight, acknowledging that both fighters are exceptional but admitting that weight would be a significant factor. Both fighters are great, but I think Crawford could have had a better chance if this fight happened a few years ago in a lower weight class, Fury commented. At 168 pounds, I'm going with Canelo. At 140 pounds, Crawford gets my pick. But at super middleweight, I'm going with Canelo. Fury noted that weight would be a big obstacle for Crawford, as Canelo has firmly ruled out dropping down in weight. Crawford, however, is reportedly willing to move up to 168 pounds to take on Canelo, which would be 4 weight classes above his last fight.
Once he put him in their place and he knew he could beat him, he just didn't turn the after gear on. And but a lot stronger than people realize. I'm not saying he's stronger than Canelo, but he's strong enough. It's not a weightlifting contest.
A potential mega fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has set the boxing world abuzz. Both are elite fighters at the top of their game, with Canelo dominating the super middleweight division and Crawford coming off an undisputed welterweight title reign. The size disparity, however, is a significant issue for Crawford, as he would face a much larger, stronger opponent in Canelo. Analysts predict that while Crawford's skill set, speed, and versatility might allow him to compete early on, Canelo's power and durability could wear him down as the fight progresses. Canelo's age and the stage of his career also come into play. Though still dominant, Canelo's experience in the ring may make him more vulnerable, especially against someone with Crawford's high boxing IQ and adaptability. Crawford, for his part, is seen as being highly motivated to face Canelo, as this would represent the final major challenge of his career. Although already a full-weight champion, a fight with Canelo could be the defining moment he's been waiting for. If Crawford doesn't get this fight, some speculate that he might retire, leaving a gaping hole in the sport. The fight, should it happen, could be one of the biggest spectacles in recent boxing history. Given their legacies, both men would solidify their place in history with such a high-profile showdown. A September date could coincide with the traditional Mexican Independence weekend, adding to the significance of the event. Though other potential opponents, like David Benavidez or Chris